Hey everyone, don't panic, learn from the history. Bitcoin's historical corrections. Let's take a look at this, as you will know that crypto is not going anywhere. So be sure to drop a like, thank you so much. But despite being one of the world's best performing assets, Bitcoin has suffered plenty of massive price drops, but yet it has always rebounded. From government bans to hack-induced crashes, here's how the corrections compare. And we can see over here, even a down market, you get our bone, which is going to increase over the years. There is a loss, I guess, but that will increase in the future. And if we check over here, we can see Bitcoin back in 2012. Someone selling everything. And those who sold probably regret it a lot, because they would have been millionaires back in 2012. They sold 56% and never went back. Look, it was a low as $7 back 9 years ago. A Ponzi scheme known as the Bitcoin Savings and Trust makes off with 150,000 Bitcoin. The fraudster was later sentenced to 18 months in jail and 2.4 million in damages. So basically, it was a high price of 16 and a low price of 7. Imagine if you got like 3 Bitcoin for $16 right now. Would you take the deal? And that's what's really exciting to me. Obviously, we got crashes every single time, and now we got a 50% crash, which is not even that bad. Looking at the previous price crashes. So for example, if we see a low of 82%, everyone thought Bitcoin would be dead here. China bans Bitcoin back in 2013, and Bitcoin exchange empty God suffers facts, regulatory troubles, and eventual bankruptcy. So even by an 86% decrease, we still saw the rebound. And with Bitcoin only being worth 14%, even less than that, 13% of the original price, it still saw a massive rebound, being $152. Then we saw a few drops that weren't even that important, but it increased over time. And we can see 530 million hack of the Japan's largest OTC crypto exchange, CoinCheck. And obviously, the exchanges nowadays are much more secure. This was back in 2018 or so. And we can see that Elon Musk tweets that Tesla will stop accepting Bitcoin payments, a 50% drop. But every single year, we're seeing those increases. So what's going on, everyone? Be sure to check out Webull to get 2 free stocks. And that could, prove very beneficial to you. They'll be adding SHIBA INU. Thank you so much for checking the links in the description below to support my work. If we check over here, $10,000 in prizes. Just saying again, there's only going to be 8 teams and 2 days of matches. And registration ends this Thursday, obviously, has already ended. But if we check, I think it's going to be around August. So teams are composed of 3 players. Check the tweet for SHIBA Stadium for details on how to register. So this is, in fact, an official tournament. Their equivalent values to US dollars are 6,000, 3,000, and 1,000. So I'm guessing, a Shiba whale is actually doing a big competition. And this is one of many. This is going to be an anniversary. I'm guessing this is going to be every single year. And the community is what brings people together. Now, $6,000 might not seem much to you, but it covers someone's rent for a year just because they won in a video game. Just imagine, for $6,000 for someone can cover their whole yearly living expenses. And that's even before Shiba Inu grows, and that's really, really awesome from what I'm seeing. And if we check over here, Sunday's GBTC unlock helped more shares than the remaining events combined. And this clearly tells me that the GBTC unlock, which I was talking about before, is now over. So we're over from the biggest dip. The hardest part is over. Now is simply, the time of recovery. Even if unlocking events were able to directly spark Bitcoin sell-offs, the worst is easily over, data shows. And we can see over here, Bitcoin is rebounding despite the ongoing Grayscale Bitcoin Trust unlocking events, which are now gone, which is really exciting. According to data by tracking resource Bybit, the remaining unlockings combined involve fewer shares than those released on just one day last weekend. Now, putting an end to GBTC FUD, and there's, it's already over. So we saw 16,000 Bitcoin unlocked, and basically there was a 6-month lockup, but they were unlocked. And now the largest such release in a single day, the event saw a hefty build-up with arguments raging over its likely impact on Bitcoin price. So I was saying, the price will crash, and obviously it did, but it rebounded back because one of the whales just decided, well, I'm going to be buying all the Bitcoin the holders sell at a discounted price. And one more big unlock on the 20th. it, and then the whole GBTC crashing Bitcoin narrative will be over. So this is honestly already over. What FUD will come out next with? The CEO confident over GBTC performance, as Cointelegraph stated. Meanwhile, interest in GBTC and Grayscale's product remains. Both Rothschild Investment Corp and ARK Invest have added to their holdings in July, the latter boosting its Bitcoin exposure by an additional 310,000 shares. And we can see a survey institutions by asset manager Fidelity likewise reveal positive long-term approaches to cryptocurrency, with 71% of responses planning a market entry in the future. So really, really good news. Now, the US lawmakers are going against the digital yuan, and I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. But what does this exactly mean for a Shiba Inu's price? What does this mean for crypto's price? 3 senators urged the Olympic Committee to work with a federal agency to protect the privacy of American athletes from the Chinese communist government. And we see 3 United States senators have signed a letter using Olympic officials to forbid American athletes from using the digital yuan during the 2022 Beijing Winter Games. And this is obviously bullish news because digital yuan is somehow hurting crypto. You know, with China locking down on cryptocurrency, I do think they want to pump out that digital yuan to mainstream users, to basically their own stablecoin, to everyone. So crypto will be used less in China, but it will be used in other countries. It's getting used more and more in US. It's getting used more and more in Turkey. It's getting used more and more in India. Even as Turkey is banning every single exchange they can or regulating them heavily, you know, the users still love to do that. And the biggest country that is probably using Bitcoin per resident, or the largest volume in trades in Africa, is Nigeria. So that's really exciting to see. You know, there's still a lot of potential for crypto to go, especially with FTX. Now, FTX is going to be making huge sports sponsorships. They already did some, but I do think FTX will be the next biggest exchange. You know, it's not going to be Binance anymore. It's not going to be Coinbase. It's FTX. FTX is coming in, smashing hard left and right. You know, FTX smashes crypto funding record with 900 million raised to become exchange decacorn, and it's now worth over 10 billion from what I know. With the raise, FTX valuation has grown to 80 billion. This is something I was talking about before, but I want to add here that I do think FTX might be listing SHIB and becoming the next biggest exchange. Like, FTX is not sponsored, but it's one of the most biggest companies that have most money to put into crypto, and they're definitely doing this. And OpenSea is the latest crypto unicorn after 100 million funding round. So NFTs are still a big future. That's definitely true, you know. They got a 100 million raise, so now we are in growth phase. We're in growth phase for all of these companies, for Shiba Inu and everything else. And I do think in the future, Shiba Inu will grow even more as it gets more updates. Now, when it's a dip, these companies are still evolving. They're still getting the development they deserve. Our broader mission is to help create the systems and standards that enable the conversion of all type of digital wealth into the forms that are truly ownable and freely exchangeable. So according to data, the operator, the OpenSea marketplace has been seen with 182 million net worth of volume from 500,000 transactions over the past 30 days. That's simply crazy to me. You know, so much is being transacted. NFTs being the next big thing, you know, they are hopping in on it. And we can see over here that Bitcoin and Shiba Inu is here to stay. Even if we see the dips, Shiba Inu will just follow, you know. Yes, a lot of coins back in 2018 have fallen to zero, but that's because either they got rug pulled, they had zero updates, the developers didn't care about the product itself. But for Shiba Inu, you can obviously hear the dog barking. You know, it's time for us to actually rebound. And with GBTC actually being over, I think that's really exciting news to see so far. So definitely do drop a like and see you next time. Peace for everyone.